Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Adventure. I knew that was gonna happen, and oh man. Anyway, we're gonna play something new. We're gonna do two new things on the podcast that we've never done before. One, we're gonna play a new game, and two, we're gonna do character creation on an episode.
What
do you guys think about that? Yeah,
that's never been done before.
By us, no.
In the history of
podcasts?
Of reality in general.
Hey, it's new to you, so that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm. Say it's nude to me?
Yep.
So yeah, as you can see from the title of the episode, we are going to be playing Delta Green. We are stepping away from Starfinder and Pathfinder to do a new game. For those of you who have never heard of Delta Green, it's basically, this is how I always describe it. It's if you were Men in Black, but instead of aliens that you're fighting Cthulhian horrors that will murder you and kill you and cause you to go insane. So yeah. It's kind of based off of Call of Cthulhu. It's a D100 system, so you'll be rolling a D100 and then trying to get under a score most of the time. Let's see. I do have some notes. Let's see. As far as like the terminology, instead of a DM, I am the handler. And then instead of like PCs or player characters, you guys are Delta Green agents.
Nice.
Green agents. DGAs.
Exactly.
Hell yeah. You can handle me any day, Kevin.
I won't.
Please?
Let me read this little blurb that is in the front of the book. Delta Green is a role-playing game about cosmic terror and deadly conspiracy. It's about men and women making awful choices and doing terrible things to prevent far worse horrors. Incursions of natural forces that infect and destroy humanity. Delta Green is a game about fear and about seeing the horrors to come and choosing to stand against them. Yeah, it's a horror game mainly, but it's got a lot of it's like set in modern times, so it's kind of, you can literally use Google Maps to find like places that you want to go, which is fun. So you don't have to like rely on someone making a map for you. You can just load up Google Maps and do it for you yourself. I do want to point out that Delta Green is designed to be a horror game. Some of the operations can be really violent and really disturbing. I don't think the operation that we're doing is all that bad compared to some of the other ones. So if that's not your thing, maybe step out for this slew of episodes that we're going to be doing.
All right, I'm out.
Okay, Chris is out. Who wants to step in for Chris? Next episode, we'll find out who is stepping in for Chris. Let's make some characters.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, let me bring up
Handle me this.
My little thing called, it says, let's make an agent.
Oh, that sounds hot.
Yeah, let's see here. So before we get started, you are making characters who have been recruited by Delta Green for their talents. So they should be good at something, or maybe they have a place in the government where they can like get stuff done. Specifically for this operation we are doing, you are making someone who lives in or can get to Modesto, California by morning the next day. So keep that in mind. So if you can get onto a plane and get to Modesto by the next morning, you can be from that location. Basically anywhere in the lower 48s, you could probably, or even Canada or Mexico if you wanted to live in one of those areas. Do you guys have any like a concept you're coming in? Or are you coming in totally like, I'm gonna make my character up right now? Did you have a concept at all?
I had picked I had picked a job.
You picked your
but-
profession?
Yeah, but if we can roll everything, I'm up for just doing that too.
You don't. The only thing you would roll is you can. It gives an option to roll is your statistics, which I'll get to here in a second.
Okay. Well, then, yeah, I do have my profession.
Okay, we will. Let me first. There are like 5 things that make up your character: statistics, derived attributes, profession, skills, and your bonds. Well, I guess it would be 6 because 6 would be your motivation. So, my notes are incorrect. So first of all, let's have everyone pick a profession. Have you guys looked through the list that's in the briefing documents PDF?
I am looking at it currently.
I know. Yes. I know Chris says he already has one. So basically, you're instead of classes like you would have in Pathfinder or Starfinder or any other game like that, your profession is your class. Your profession gives you stats, just like a class would. It's what your person does for a living when they aren't working for Delta Green. Delta Green isn't a job that you have. It's a...
Ooh, I see a fun one.
What's that?
Oh, boy. Well, hold on. Let me finish.
We'll get to that point.
Okay. And not only does the profession indicate what skills, but also the number of bonds you have. So your bonds is like the people you are fighting for when you're fighting against these horrors in Delta Green. Chris, since you said you already had a profession picked out, what is your profession?
Firefighter.
Firefighter. That is, I assume you know the page. Oh, page 23 on the Agent's Handbook.
I did.
That's what that means.
Yeah, let me scroll. That's the Agent's Handbook, you said?
Correct.
Okay, I had looked at it several times, but never marked the page. So I am there now.
Okay. On that page, you can see that it has some recommended stats, and then it has professional skills, which we will get to. You know what? Let's go ahead and just do that now. And so the professional skills, your profession is at the top right.
Mm-hmm.
You would put firefighter.
Okay.
Chris, and then we will be getting to all the other statistics. So on the character sheet, this goes for everybody. At the bottom, you'll see a skill and then a number in parentheses. That number is the base for that skill if you have 0 training, basically. So a person will automatically have 40% unarmed combat. A person will already have 30% athletics. And what the professional skills do is it replaces the base skill.
Okay.
But I found this out later on. People, when I was helping people like make these characters, they were putting their professional skills in like crossing out the base skill and then putting it like right next to it. Just put it in the box. It's just easier. So, for example, let's see. One of your skills is 50% alertness. So instead of 20%, you'll have 50%, but you just put 50% in the alertness box.
Okay, got it.
And then just go all the way down. You have athletics, some crafting, demolitions, which is... Oh, that makes sense. Drive, obviously, first aid. Like it's stuff that you would get for being a firefighter.
Okay.
And then after that, you'll have 3 bonds. So just check mark the 3 check boxes in the bonds section. Do you see where that is?
Is that above or below the skills?
It's above the skills, but below profession. It's number 11.
Oh, okay, I got it. Bonds. Okay.
So just check mark 3 of those check boxes, and then we'll get to that here in a second.
Okay.
Alex, you said you had one picked out. What did you choose?
I said I saw a fun one, and I think I am going to pick it. It is right above firefighter. It's the criminal.
Okay. Let me... what page was that? 23? That was the same. Okay, so let's see here. So a criminal. So what's your idea with that? Did you have anything?
I think if I'm gonna play a criminal, I want to play maybe like a cat burglar type
Nice.
criminal.
Yeah, so in the little text, it says, so much is illegal that there are broad economies of crime. This profile fits a hardened militant or a traditional black-collar criminal, pimp, burglar, extortionist, or thug. But you can, if you want a white-collar criminal, okay, we're not doing that.
Okay, well, yeah, burglar's a list in there, so.
It is, so that does make sense. So maybe, like, you, broke into a building and it had some type of horror that you witnessed, and then Delta Green is like, hey, Yank, but you have to have a reason. Like, if you were just a shitty cat burglar, they would just murder you or something. But so you have to be good at something. So what do you think? So at the bottom, you should see a bunch of professional skills.
Yeah.
So it gives you a bunch, but then it gives you 2 to choose from. So those 2 should probably be one of the reasons why they maybe hired you.
Okay.
Or maybe it was something else.
I feel like locksmithing is one of my options here. That would be a good one for a burglar to have.
Mm-hmm.
As far as additional one, because I have to pick 2 of these.
Yeah, 2 of that list. I'll list them off for the audience. It's a locksmithing, demolitions, disguise, foreign language. You can choose any foreign language, and then forensics, HumInt, which I can go over later. Or I can go over now if you need to. Do you know what HumInt is?
I believe I understand it because just to pull back the veil a little bit for the audience, we played a small one of these missions just for fun, like a couple of weeks ago.
Like a month ago?
Yeah. So I think I understand it. If I can just go ahead and describe it.
It's like sense motive.
Yeah.
It's like sense motive.
Yeah, that's
sort of.
That's what I was basically going to say.
From Starfinder? Yeah. Navigate, occult, and pharmacy are the last 3. We can go over if you have any if anybody has any questions, let me know, and I can go over any of these skills if you need me to.
Yeah, so I think as far as like a burglar would go, forensics would probably be a good pick. Just knowing how to not leave behind evidence that you were there.
Mm-hmm.
I also like HumInt as an option.
That makes sense. Getting out of maybe using your HumInt to get out of trouble.
Yeah, I think those 2 make a lot of sense. But I do want to keep the locksmithing, so I'm not sure. Does anybody else want to weigh in on that?
You said between what?
So I'm going to take locksmithing because I feel like that's just a necessity for a burglar. Mm-hmm. But between forensics and HumInt. It's short for human intellect, right?
Is that like...
I think... Oh, go ahead, Des.
Oh. Is that like psychology almost?
No,
it's like sense motive.
It's like being able to read people.
Being able to read whether they're... Here, I can go to the... Hold on.
So you're choosing between forensics and HumInt. That's where you're weighing back and forth?
Yeah. I just feel like for a burglar, like... understanding how forensics works would make you better at not leaving behind evidence that can get you caught. But also, being able to read people is a very good skill for, like, getting out of sticky situations.
I don't know if it matters. I've got forensics. I don't really want to build characters that way. Like, oh, you've got this, I've got that. But both of those sound really reasonable. I think it just... When I was thinking of the HumInt... I was thinking about finding good marks versus fast talking your way out of situations.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it too.
Plus, HumInt, you get it at 50, but forensics, you only get it at 40.
Well, and I think also, like, if you're considering how things can play out, I think HumInt is probably more valuable as far as role playing opportunities go. Whereas forensics is just going to be more like, you find
a thing,
covering your ass, or maybe, like you said.
Your ass, yeah.
So the only time that's going to have an effect is if we don't get caught, I guess. You know what I mean?
And you don't really like you're always going to come across people in every single operation probably, whereas forensics you may not even see it. Like in that one thing we ran, I don't think it happened once, or it was not a role that happened once at all.
Right.
To me, it seems like this is a choice between a character that wants to be seen versus unseen. So however you want to decide you're playing your character.
Yeah, I mean, from the discussion we just had, I think I have to go with HUMINT.
That sounds good.
So my two choices for criminal will be locksmithing and human intellect.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
So just a reminder, you just put those in the boxes. Do not check mark. I can tell you what check marks. If you look at the bottom of the skill, you check a box when you attempt to use a skill and fail. And then after the operation is done, you roll a 1d4. Well, depends on how long the operation is, but after the session, it says add a 1d4 to each checked skill and erase all the checks. So if you fail at something, you're learning from your mistakes and getting better at it. Which is pretty cool. I like that mechanic.
That is an awesome mechanic.
Des, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking media specialist.
Media specialist.
Yeah.
That is on page. What page is that on?
20.
I lost my mouse.
No, wait. What is it? 26, I guess, technically.
Media. There you are. Okay, let's see. You might be an author, an editor, a researcher for a company or any branch of the government, a blogger, a TV reporter, or a scholar of rare texts. With the unnatural, you've uncovered the story of a lifetime. So, what's your thought? What are your thoughts on that? What kind of media specialist are you thinking?
I was thinking more of a blogger.
Blogger?
Yeah.
Okay. So one of your first options is art, and then you choose what kind of art.
Oh, creative writing, journalism, poetry, script writing.
Let's see. Art. Where's art at? I'm looking for art. Art. Here we go. Expertise at creating or performing a work that sways emotions and opinions. It also encompasses knowledge of techniques and trends in your field and the ability to tell a particular creator's real work from a fake. Anyone can draw a rough sketch. The art skill reflects knowledge, practice, and talent. Each type of art is a separate skill. So if you wanted to take more, like let's say you take creative writing now, later on you can take points in poetry, violin, dance,
Nice.
forgery, that kind of thing.
Forgery.
Yeah. So what do you think? Creative writing? Well, I don't know. Blogger would be creative writing, I guess.
I would say between that or journalism, but I feel like journalism bloggers are, and I hope this doesn't offend anyone, but they're probably like amateur journalists. So I feel like creative writing would be the way to go on that.
Yeah. All right. So in the art section, you just type out next to art, you would type out creative writing and then put in 60%. So history is 40%. So just put that in the box to the right of that one. HUMINT is 40%. Persuade is 50%. And then you can choose 5 from that list. See that list? There's a lot. You can choose like whatever you think your person will be blogging about is probably something you want. Like, for example, you can choose a foreign language. And then science. Maybe they blog about a Spanish bug that they thought was fascinating. And so it'd be science. What's the science of studying creatures? I forget.
So right there, though, I could choose art and then choose like
you could journalism.
Yeah.
So you could have both creative writing and journalism.
Yeah. But is that not like? Would it be better to spread that out though?
It's up to you.
Hell yeah, spread it.
Since you're a blogger, computer science makes sense.
Do you think, how do you picture yourself being a blogger? Are you traveling around and blogging, or is this like everyday life from where you live. That might help to inform some of your decisions.
You also got to think, how did I get into Delta Green? So did I go somewhere where I saw something and they're like, we need you saw something and we don't want you, we're going to control what you put on your blog or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, I imagine maybe she started out as like just kind of blogging from home, but then chose to just like travel and like kind of chase the news, like chase the story. And then, yeah, maybe she ended up where she shouldn't have, and started asking questions maybe that...
Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Maybe the blog has a theme around, like, cryptids or, like, the supernatural?
There we go. Yeah, I was trying to think of, like, a theme for the blog, and I'm like, well, it probably wouldn't be, like... stay-at-home moms or something, like, you know.
And then you came across this bug lady who was pretending to be a stay-at-home mom.
Oh, Men in Black 4 or 5, whatever. I don't know where they're at now.
I have no idea.
So let's see.
I think I saw 3.
So I guess it would make sense, like you said, probably computer science. And then, well, what would military science encompass?
I can tell you. Let me scroll down to military science. Knowledge of military culture, techniques, and regulations. Use it to identify threats in a battlefield, find accurate ranges, recognize weaknesses in a fortification. Each type of military science is its own skill. The usual types are land, air, and sea.
Gotcha.
So you basically know, like, the ins and outs of the military, but you may not necessarily be able to do those things.
Right.
You'd be able to know, like, culture, like people who like are big into, like, who would know, like, the ranks in the military. You might have a little bit of military science depending on, you know, which. And then if they were like, oh, I really know about the Air Force, so they would have military science air. That kind of thing.
I'm thinking, like, are you wanting me to say what these are?
It's up to you. If you just want to think on it, we can.
Okay.
One other thing is, Alex.
Yes.
You have 4 bonds.
Sure do.
I don't know if you saw that.
I did.
So make sure you do those 4 check marks. And Dez, you also have 4 bonds. So if you scroll up higher into bonds, you make sure to check mark 5 of those check boxes, and we can get to those in a bit.
Bonds. What page is that?
Is that the first page up near the top on the right hand side?
Right below profession.
Okay.
And then for profession, I would do media specialist and then parentheses blogger. All right, Chris.
Yo.
Let's ask some other profession questions, like, who's your employer?
My employer is going to be the local PD. Random city. I don't really know where I'm from
yet, so keep that in the back of your head.
Okay.
There's also education and occupational history that you can think about that you may or may not have thought about yet.
How much detail are we going into there? Just saying what level of college we've had?
As much as you want. Yeah, okay. As much as you want.
It's just a single line, so I didn't know how much we're...
For example, like a professor would have multiple things of occupational and educational history, whereas a firefighter you might be a firefighter for your, like, since you got out of college or even before then.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of think like he's just gonna be a firefighter. That's his life, but I can try to develop that in between sessions here.
Right. Alex, this is going to be hard. Who's your employer?
I'm self-employed.
Okay. And what is your education and occupational history?
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be tough, I think, for your character.
Occupational history. I think he's had like a string of low-level jobs that haven't really led anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, janitor, burger flipper kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
I might just write out a list of previous jobs. I feel like he probably hasn't held a job down. That's why he, like, turned to crime.
Right. Oh, I forgot to open.
Education, I think he has, like a high school?
Right. GED.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, since you guys are figuring that stuff out, let's figure out your statistics. So your statistics are very similar to Pathfinder and D&D and all that kind of thing. It's strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, power, and charisma. So power is probably the only one that you won't recognize from other game
What's
systems.
intelligence mean, Kevin?
I'm just going to go away now. So these ability statistics will range from 3 to 18, with the average of 10 being a normal adult. You can check page 18 and 19 for more information in the Agent's Handbook. Power, the force is your force of personality, motivation, and psychic resilience, which is there's actually a table on page 19. You'll see a table that shows you descriptions of each statistics and then examples of what you if you would need to roll a skill or a check. It gives you an example of why you would roll those. There's two ways to create your stats. There is the rolling way,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can also assign stats. What is everybody? Chris, what are you choosing? Rolling stats or assigning stats?
So there's just assignable set of statistics I'm seeing, but then we can just roll instead.
Correct.
Okay, I'm rolling. Let's make it fun.
All right. 4d6.
Oh, maybe I'll just assign because I don't have 4d6 out right now. Oh, hold on a second. It won't take me long. 4d6.
Yes.
Okay, there's 3d6, and there's the fourth. Let's go. All right. How many times
so
am I rolling?
you're gonna roll 4d6
Okay.
6 times.
And
Drop the lowest dice on each roll,
Okay.
and then add up the other 3.
Okay, and then write those down as I roll the groups, and then we can assign them later, or do we go in order?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. It's up to you.
All right. So roll the 46, drop the lowest.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How do I math? All right, there's 1. So
Poorly. You got a 1? I don't think that's
there's
possible.
1 done. Oh man, I got 2 6s and 2 1s. So
Drop a 1.
yeah. All right, I'm doing this. How many times you said 4?
6 times
All right.
for each statistic.
All right, these are pretty average. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what's average in this game.
10.
Oh, okay, well then they're better than I thought. Okay. Dropping the 1 again. Oh, this is exciting. 2 more times. I got 4 numbers. 2 more times. Dropping the 1 again. All right, last roll, and dropping the 1 again.
All right.
All right, I
So
got my
what
6
did you?
numbers.
You can assign those 6 numbers. What were the 6 numbers that you got?
I got 13 3 times, 12 once, 11 once, and then 9.
Pretty average. Maybe a little slightly above average.
Just a Mario here. So
Yeah.
it tells me my recommended stats, which was strength.
Con, and dex.
So they're saying make those the strongest.
Yeah.
That's just the recommended. I'm going to go with that because this is my first time playing, and then I can assign the rest. So my strength, con, and dex are 13. That takes care of my 13s.
Mm-hmm.
And then my next highest, which is 12.
So you have intelligence, power, or charisma.
Okay. Power is just like your physical strength?
Force of personality, motivation, and psychic resilience.
Okay, and then what's charisma?
Charm, leadership, and personal appeal. May
Okay.
also indicate physical attractiveness.
Ooh, be sexy or I'm gonna say I'm not really gonna make him like kind of a leader. He's still kind of a young guy, so I'm gonna put the 12 in the intelligence.
Okay.
And I'll go 11 in charisma and 9 in power.
Okay.
Because since power is kind of also like your ability to resist psychic stuff
Mhm.
and not just like brute strength, I think he seems like he's more like built tough to help people out of dangerous situations. So I don't think necessarily his mind is as strong, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he can analyze situations, but like for some sort of like psychic force that's otherworldly, I don't think he'd have as much ability with that yet.
Sounds good. Alex, are you assigning stats or rolling stats?
I guess if Chris picked roll, let's roll.
All right, let's do it. Roll 4d6 6 times. Drop the lowest on each roll.
Holy shit! The first roll's a casual 17.
God damn!
Then a 13. That's a bad one.
3.
9.
It's not great.
15. 15. That's 3 5s.
Damn.
It's a hardened criminal.
Yeah, he is. He's good at his job. Or his not job.
10. And I believe that's 6. So just to run down my numbers, I got 17, 13, 9, 15, 15, 10.
Okay. I think that's a slightly higher than the... Yeah, you definitely got higher than the assigned stats. You get 72 points to put into 6 stats for that.
Okay. Well, I
Did
definitely...
you...
I'm trying to think through what I would assign these for. I feel like dexterity's got to be pretty important for a burglar.
Makes sense.
But is that my highest one? Doesn't it give you recommended stats?
It does.
Yeah, I think yours was strength and... Or no, wait. Strength and dexterity, I think. On page
Sounds
26.
right. Yeah, strength, dexterity, yeah.
Okay.
Methinks dexterity is probably what you want.
Since I'm not like a brute kind of criminal, I'm like a finesse kind of criminal.
Exactly.
So we'll put my 17 in dex. We'll put one of my 15s in strength. Now what?
I don't know. What do you want? What do you want?
I don't know, Kevin. I'm scared. I feel like charisma's probably pretty good if he needs to talk his way out of a
That's
tough
true.
situation.
Yeah. That would be your third highest. Wait, you had 2 15s, right?
2 15s, yeah.
So you could probably put a 15 into that.
Okay. And now I have a 13, a 10, and a 9 left to assign here. Well, he's... I guess I'd probably put the 9 in the intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
And then 13 and 10.
Well, you got con and power left.
Yes, I'm gonna go 13 power and 10 con.
Okay.
And maybe he's got some. He's like, yeah, my aunt claims to be a psychic, so I think I've got like just psychic in my DNA, something.
Okay. So you are done with your statistics. Des, what are you doing? You rolling or
Yeah, I'm rolling.
assigning?
We're keeping it.
Oh boy.
Yep. So I need what? 4?
4d6.
Okay. First one.
And then drop the lowest.
Okay. So I have 4, 5, and 3.
Are you asking me to do the math?
No. That's
Okay.
what, 12?
Sure.
And then I have to do that how many more times? 5?
5 more times.
Right. I got 5, 6, and 2. Getting a lot of 12 and 13.
Yeah. On the agent's handbook, it has a few like sets you can just place, and the well-rounded set is 13, 13, 12, 12, 11, 11.
Okay.
I think I'm actually going to switch a couple of my stats now that I'm reading the statistics, the abbreviations. I'm going to swap power and charisma. Originally that was 9 and 11, but I'm going to make power 11 and charisma 9 because reading this stat here, it says force personality, motivation, and psychic resilience, and that's why I kind of said he's going to be weak for psychic stuff, but the stat test examples right next to it says keep your head in a crisis, stand up to pressure. I think firefighters definitely got to keep their head in a crisis.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, and I don't think he's necessarily like charming or leadership material right now because he's kind of a younger guy. So I don't think that's super important for him. For him, his job is to get in, save people, and get the hell out, and that's it.
Right. I don't think I've gone over this, but why do you think he got hired by Delta Green?
I think he was like in a house or something, trying to put out a fire or something, try to maybe save some person that was trapped, and he saw like this weird like shadow thing, thought it was a person and moved to intercept, and it turned out to be like this voidless like humanoid shape, and just spooked him. And then Delta Green probably contacted him shortly thereafter to follow up, see what was going on with that.
See, you know what's very funny is I made a test character so I could go through my notes and make the character through my notes just to make sure it made sense. And I made a firefighter.
Well, let me borrow your sheet then.
I don't know where it's at. I don't think
I picked firefighter just because I've always wanted to try that, like be a firefighter, and I actually called a few, well, this is probably like 10 years ago now, my local fire department to see if I could just get on and do like volunteer training and stuff.
Nice.
So that's kind of like, this is my opportunity to kind of fulfill that.
Nice.
Oh no, I lied. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
I was going to, and then I switched to paramedic.
Dang.
I'm a liar. I'm sorry.
You must have high skills in lying.
Yeah.
What's the difference between power and strength?
Power is mind power. Strength is physical power.
Okay, that helps me choose. So do you want to know the final stats?
Yeah, go ahead and do that
All right.
in order.
So, I mean, thankfully, the lowest I ended up getting was 11. I'm putting that in strength.
There we go.
Constitution 13, Dexterity 12, Intelligence 14, Power 12, and Charisma 14.
Very good. All right. So now, if you're using the Google Sheets, step 3 is to calculate derived attributes, but the Google Sheets doc should automatically do that for you. Is it? For those of you who are using that.
Yeah.
I was not able to find that. I'm using the PDF that you put in the resource tab.
That's fine. So, under derived attributes, you should see hit points. Hit points are your strength plus your constitution divided by 2, and if there's a decimal, you round up.
Round up. Okay.
Not down. Yeah, round up instead of down.
Plus constitution. Divided by 2.
Divided by 2.
Yeah.
Super easy for me because my strength and con are the same.
How many hit points we running with so I know how to kill you?
Oh no. Now it's classified.
Okay, strength and con times 2,000. I've got millions of points. Now, I have a measly 13.
Okay.
It's crazy. I know that this game is much more deadly, but that's crazy to think about this, especially since my character is supposed to be tough.
Yeah, I have 12.
Well,
Alex, what do you run?
We're all in the same range. I've got 13 as well.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Okay, below that you'll see willpower points. That is equal to your power.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Next is your sanity points. It is your power multiplied by 5. That it would be your current sanity points. So your maximum sanity points would be 99, and if you had any unnatural skill, you would subtract that.
So you want to split 99 for max?
Correct.
And then power times 5 for current.
Yes. And then your current breaking point is your sanity minus your power.
Sanity, where are you? Oh, sanity minus power.
So that's
Your
current?
current sanity minus power. Yes.
Okay. I've got it.
Okay.
And my physical description is hot AF.
I forgot to also mention in the statistics section, there's a times 5 column. It is your score times 5, obviously. Because sometimes I will ask for a strength roll, and you would roll it below your strength times 5, because it's a D100. And rolling under a 13 or a 12 would be very difficult on a D100.
So do we use those, obviously the times 5 is the D100. Does the base score come into play at all? Other than
those
being a
are
multiplier?
just used, yeah, it's just as far as I know, it should just how you figure out all these other statistics.
Okay.
All right. By the way, I did not pick bonds because I couldn't find it. Like, I know where it is on the character sheet, but...
We haven't gotten to there yet.
Okay.
Stay in your lane!
Okay, so next up, we're going to go back to skills. So, along with your professional skills, you can choose up to 8 skills to add 20 points to a max of 80.
8 skills capped at 80.
Except unnatural. You cannot choose unnatural.
Can I see, like, what one of these are supposed to currently look like?
What do you mean?
You said we're assigning how many points right now?
8 skills with 20 points.
Okay. So that has nothing to do with the percentage we have off to the right?
Yes. You would add
It'll
the 20
modify that.
It'll modify that. That's why I said write in pencil.
Burn.
All right.
So we could, if we wanted to, just put, like, use 2 of these 8 and bump up a skill multiple times, just as long as it's below 80. Okay.
Correct. And so let's say you have 61 and you wanted to get it up to 80. You can use that extra 1 and put it in another skill if you wanted to.
All right. It's good to know. They don't make you burn unused things.
So are these 20 points percentage points?
Correct.
Okay.
So for example, let's say you want to put 20 points into athletics. You would add to the base 30 that's already there. But let's say, for example, Alex has HumInt.
Mm-hmm.
He has his professional skill changed his base to, what was it, 50?
50.
So he would add 20 to make it 70.
Mm-hmm.
There's way too many. You can also choose, if you want to choose a science, you have to choose a specific science. You can't just choose, I know 20% of all science. Same with military science, art, craft, pilot, language. There's a foreign language. Is that what one?
Mm-hmm. Which
Yeah,
I do
foreign
want
language.
that, by the way. Which foreign languages am I choosing from?
Whatever, anything you can think of.
The foreign ones.
Like,
Yeah.
just normal.
Anything other than English.
Okay.
Spanish, French, Japanese.
Vesk.
Vest. Mhm.
Uh-huh. Itch decree. And craft, like, so let's say for a summer, Alex's character worked as a plumber.
Mhm.
He could add 20% craft plumbing.
Mm.
Something like that. Like, you can that was actually the operation we did a month ago. What was one of the things to figure out some of the plumbing that was associated with that operation was you needed craft plumbing, which is information they didn't have, which it was information they didn't get because they didn't have that, obviously. But it could be, craft, electronics, it could be anything you want it to be.
What is SIGINT?
Signals intelligence. It encompasses encryption, communications intelligence, electronic intelligence, electronic security systems, surveillance of radio and digital communications, and the making and breaking of codes. Use it to install bugs and wiretaps or to find and to disable them, to communicate in Morse code, to operate surveillance cam equipment, and so on.
Hey, so not me.
Yeah.
What about unnatural?
Unnatural, you cannot choose.
You can't choose. Okay, why?
Nope. Because I said so.
That was like the first thing he said.
I was trying to figure other things out.
So unnatural is basically knowing about a Cthulhian horrors.
And I can't
And the
know
only
that?
way... No. Well, there is a way. It's just...
Do I have to sell
there
my
might
soul?
be some bad... Yeah.
You have to die.
Okay. Well, I kill her.
We will get to that here in a second.
Okay.
Can you go through the survival skill just to make sure that this is not... I don't know how it differs from Starfinder, Pathfinder.
Find tracks and trails, plan an expedition, predict weather, recognize when fauna or flora are unusual, use the environment to gather other information, or find food, water, and shelter. So it's very similar to Starfinder and Pathfinder. Knowledge of the natural world.
Okay. This is tough decisions. I think I'm actually going to probably augment a lot of what my class skills are, but I do want to add a couple in there that I don't have just to round out the character a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 6 of my 8 chosen right now. So I'm going to go ahead and augment alertness, athletics, demolitions, because when I think of demolitions, I don't want a 50-50 shot at what I'm doing. So I'm definitely bumping that up at least 1. Athletics, I said that one. A dodge seems like a good thing to have as a firefighter. Search, and I really want to bump up the HumInt, but I don't even know if that's worth it because that's going to get me at 30% just with 1. So I don't know the mechanics how they balance out.
I mean, it's a D100 roll, so you have a 30% chance of passing.
Do you have somebody on your team that has a 70% HumInt?
Yeah, but he's a criminal.
How can you trust him?
Yeah. My HumInt's only 30%. I don't know. I'm thinking about going with melee weapons too, just because I don't have
the axe to
Yeah.
To open up doors with axes? That makes sense.
Yeah, because I don't see him like firearms. Yeah, sure, it'd be cool to have a gun, but it would just
Doesn't make sense.
right. So I think I'm gonna go melee weapons.
Is there a base firearm skills? It's
20%.
yeah. Makes sense.
So should I have that? Or would it not make sense for mine?
No, I mean,
Ask yourself
if
that
you-
question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's up to you. Did your character take firearms training? I don't know. Did she? Is she gonna like go into dangerous areas? Maybe she took a little bit of training. I heard you talking about stealth. I mean, it makes sense, but that's your call.
One more for me.
I have
Don't
my
remember.
8.
Oh, do
Oh
tell.
yeah.
Do tell.
Any like things that stand out instead of naming everything? Maybe. Like, what are you really good at?
I'm very alert. I have a 70 to alertness.
That makes sense. That does make
High
sense.
hument.
Mm-hmm.
High stealth. 70% stealth.
Also makes sense.
Pretty good at dodging. Got 60% there.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what dodging does in this game?
Yeah, it lets you get out of the way of danger. And attacks through instinct and reflexes. Against
Oh, you-
firearms and explosions, dodge can get an agent to cover before bullets and shrapnel fly. See dodged
Yeah.
ranged attacks on page 54.
Man, how'd you know that?
You know, it's just human.
So the way that this game works is you get one action per round when you go into combat. And when something attacks you, you can roll a dodge to not get attacked, but that is your action for that turn.
No, okay. Well, if that attack is killing me, I think that's worth it to lose one action.
Right. I ran the operation for some other friends, and the person, I critted them, so I took them down to 1 hit point.
Ooh.
But they didn't dodge. Or no, they had gone before the creature, so they didn't have an action.
Gotcha.
So if they had had an action, they could have dodged. I still need to work out how that works because it's an opposed roll, I believe. And opposed rolls are kind of weird. The person who succeeds with either a critical success or a higher number wins the test. So you have to roll under your score, but higher than the person who you are rolling against. So let's say you have a 30 dodge and they have a 40% unarmed. So if they roll a 21 to unarmed attack you and you roll a 28, you successfully dodge. But if you roll lower than them and not a critical, they hit you. It's kind of confusing.
Yeah, I'm confused.
Yeah, well, hopefully that it doesn't come to that. You won't get into any combat.
I don't think it's going to come to that.
I'll die first. All right, is
I'm
everybody...
so confused about dodging. I'll just let it kill me.
Okay, how's everyone's skills looking? Des,
I think good.
how's it going?
It's going. I got it. I think.
You did?
Yeah.
You got
So
it?
what's your highest ones, up in the 60s and 70s and
Oh.
maybe 80?
Well, I didn't do that. I've got 80 in one thing and then 50 and lower in the rest.
That's fine.
That's yeah.
80 in creative writing.
That makes sense.
50.
When these Cthulian horrors come after us, you're gonna write the hell out of them.
Hell yeah, I am. I have 50 in stealth,
That makes sense.
30 in disguise, just because I feel like,
Okay.
She may be able to sneak around, but maybe on
With a wig?
occasion might be able to blend in.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is pretty much
Well,
40.
Disguise, let's see, alter your agent's not only your appearance, but your voice, posture, body language, and mannerisms to avoid recognition.
Nice. Yeah. Because I feel like, maybe with what she's done, she might have been people might start to recognize her oh, I know you can't be here. So she tries to, put on like a fake personality or whatever character to.
Ron Burgundy?
Yeah, I put a little bit into law only because I feel like she probably picked up on that too.
Mm-hmm. She knows how to put Alex's character to jail.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Hey, I have a 20% in law for my for my skill my profession.
Yep. I mean, I have 20% in it. I feel like what it is mostly is she probably knows her rights. So if people try and like shut her down, she's like, no,
Right,
I have
that
a
makes
right.
sense.
Yeah.
I know my rights too. I've had them read to me plenty of times.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, is there anything else you want to mention before we get started? Something else?
Can I step? I just rearranged one, so I bumped. I took one off of a skill that I thought would be funny, but I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I had put one of my skill points into disguise.
Oh, okay.
But I'm gonna take that one out, and I'm just gonna bump up my locksmithing to 80.
Okay, cool.
You still have a 10% in disguise, so that's good for what? Putting a mustache on?
Yeah.
I have a various selection of fake mustaches. It's in with my locksmithing kit.
I did
for this one, the handlebar.
for the military science, you said that it's air, land, sea.
Or sea.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you choose that?
Well, I mean, it came with my initial stuff, so I have 40% in that. I think I'm just gonna put land. It makes more sense that she probably has more experience with that.
The army.
Yeah.
All right. So next up is bonds, which we already know how many you have, but now we need to find out who they are. Bonds indicate the strength of relationships with the most important people in your agent's life, like a spouse, children, a partner, or a mentor. Bonds help agents resist mental trauma, but as your agent's life falls apart under the stress of Delta Green, bonds deteriorate. Each bond has a value that starts to equal your charisma, and your profession determines how many bonds he or she has. And then, who are your bonds? Are you married? Do you have a best friend? Do you have a writing partner? Do you have a fellow coworker? Do you have a mom? Do you have... it can also be groups of people. So, I'm trying to think of like a church. Do you have a church that you go to? Maybe they are a bond.
So do we have specific like names and stuff, or are we just putting the relationship?
I mean, it's up to you. Do you have a pet?
Oh, don't tell me my relationship with my pet would be diminished.
I mean, you can choose you have 4 bonds to choose from.
Yes, I have a pet. It is a male Dalmatian named... It's going to be Spoof.
Okay.
Because I call Buffy Boof for short, so be Spoof.
Well, so I'm going to come up with names for these characters later, but I'm just going to put the relationship down for now. Just so I have more time to ponder on these.
Okay.
So I think for my burglar character, who also will have a name later, he's got a fence. So he can sell his stolen goods.
Okay.
You guys know the term fence?
I don't.
I don't.
You guys have never heard of that?
No.
I've never heard of a fence before.
Well, I have, but they use usually to block my house from other yards.
Yeah. Fence is a person that sells hot goods, things that have been stolen. They usually have like a lot of connections, so they're able to get like the goods that you've taken from people's places and sell them for you, and then they take a percentage.
So that's the person on the street that opens up their trench coat and like all the watches are hanging?
No, not necessarily.
But it could be.
I guess. It'd be a really bad fence if they were walking around on the street with their stolen goods. But yeah, he's gonna have his fence. My character does have a mom. So let's go ahead and throw her up there.
All right.
I think he's got a long-term girlfriend. And maybe that's a complicated relationship, let's just say.
Like she just doesn't know she can find better.
Or maybe she doesn't even know what he actually does for a living. Yeah. And then what to do for the last one? I have 4 bonds. James Bonds.
God damn it.
While you're thinking about that, my second bond is my elderly neighbor named Martha.
That's a good one.
She is 80 years old. She looks every bit of that 80, but she is as sharp as a whip. She's always kind and thoughtful. Always looks out for me, asks me how my day is, that sort of thing. So that's my second bond.
I like it.
I think I don't have names or like backgrounds for the characters, but I do have my 4 bonds.
Oh yeah? What are they?
Therapist.
Okay.
Oh, that's a great one.
You have 4 therapists?
Yeah.
The second one just helped me deal with the first.
Right. My therapist has a therapist for me. Writing partner. Good choice, Kevin. Sister and old college roommate.
Oh, sister, and then an old. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Nice. Alex, you got any more of those worked out yet?
Yeah, I think we have just a good old-fashioned BFF that it's, things have been tough ever since my character joined Delta Green and had to start lying to this guy.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty solid list of bonds right there. I have my fence, my mom, long-term girlfriend, parentheses complicated, and BFF.
Nice.
This one might change because this is just off the top of my head, but my final bond is going to be the waitress at Waffle House named Beatrice. And she's just somebody I chat with.
Nice.
Oh, and also I do have a name for my character.
I do too.
Keep saying that. Oh, will you go first?
Oh, no, you mentioned it first.
My character's name is going to be Bishop M. Nash.
Nice.
Strong name.
What's the, do you have like an alias or a code name?
I was actually going to ask that too.
I hadn't thought about that. I guess I would be Awesome Sauce. No, I don't know. The M stands for Milo, so I don't know if people call him Milo as a nickname, but
okay.
That's you, kitty. She's looking at me right now.
So I don't know why, but like the name Veronica kept like coming to mind. So I was like, okay, Veronica. And then I was like, what goes well with that? Okay. Her name's Veronica Taylor. Now, apparently though, Veronica Taylor did voice Ash Ketchum. So she is a voice
that's your code name.
Actress. Control V.
That's fun. What?
Control V?
Yeah. Because it's like...
That's your code name?
It's like, yeah.
Cool.
Because it's like, that's how to copy and paste, basically,
Gotcha. Yeah. I thought you were just talking to yourself real quick.
That's what I thought too.
It's like when I was playing poker with my cousin and we were just shooting the shit, and then I looked down at my cards and said Queen 8, and then I was like, oh, I guess I'm out of this hand.
But it's not spelled out control. It's like the CTRL.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, you're one of those people.
Yeah, I am.
Did you have a name yet, Alex, or no?
I have not come up with a name, so I feel very far behind everyone else.
That's fine. Before we move on, I do want to mention some. We're going back to skills. So there's a table in the skill section, which represents what the ratings are. So 1 to 19, you're a dabbler. 20 to 29, you're a dedicated hobbyist. 30 to 39, you have a college minor or basic training. 40 to 59, you have college major or years of experience. 60 to 79, decades of experience or a graduate or doctoral degree. And 80 to 99, a lifetime's pursuit or multiple doctorates.
This isn't our skills?
That's your skills. That's what those numbers represent.
Holy crap, I'm way too good for what my character's supposed to be in some of these skills.
That's fine.
It's either
whatever.
education or experience, so.
Right.
Which,
And
I
I'm
mean,
12
really
years
good
old.
at athletics. So much so he got a doctorate.
what was your, education and occupational history? Did you have one?
Me?
Yeah.
I kind of I did high school, trade school, and then I decided that I work at the San Dimas Fire Department.
Oh,
What's
okay.
that? And
San Dimas
Alex got
High
it.
Rules. I forget what the line is, but yeah.
Bill and Ted, San Dimas. That's where they're from.
Oh,
So,
I never. I
And
haven't seen that.
that's like in California. It's like with a 5-hour drive of Modesto. So
There you go.
we
That
go.
works.
Nice. I
All right.
I have my bachelor's in public relations, and
Oh.
and before she started blogging, because she found out that that's where her passion was, and she actually makes pretty good money that way. She was an editor-in-chief at like a newspaper company or something.
So her passion is PR.
No, she enjoys blogging, like so.
Okay. Gotcha. But she worked
yeah.
in PR. You're saying?
She got her degree in PR, and then she was an editor-in-chief at a newspaper company.
She's like, screw this public relations crap. I'm gonna creatively write.
Hell yeah.
No, seriously, like the PR stuff that we did in college, it was just like, oh my gosh, this is so mind numbing. Like unless you get into the like creative writing for like the like commercials and promos and stuff, like just some of the stuff that you did, it's like, oh dang it, why did I pick this? At least that's what I think. But
Hey, I'll go with your experience.
All right. So, we're gonna finish up with age. How old are your characters, agents?
34.
34.
I don't know her date of birth. Do you need that?
I don't. It's up. That's
What
that's
would the
on you.
year be? Like, what year are we talking?
The year this takes. I think it's 2015.
2015, dang, I'm
Okay.
younger than I thought.
All right, so it's 2015. So she was born in 1985 or 86.
Let me double check.
Wait,
It
did I do
is
that right?
July 5th, 2015.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm not changing my birthday, so I just got way younger.
1981, I mean.
My character is now 24 and was born August 17th, 1991.
Oh.
But that kind of fits a little better with what I was thinking. Like he's kind of a young gun, doesn't have a lot of experience, but it fits his stats as far as being, strong and nimble.
Jack be nimble. There, that can be your agent name.
Jack. I'll be Jay. Agent J.
Alex, do you have an age for your agent?
I think I'm gonna make a. Let's go 28. 28. He hasn't hit 30 yet, and his life isn't over.
What
Wait.
That living in
Wait,
Florida?
are you saying 34 is?
Oh yeah, you're dead for sure.
What the?
If the monsters
walking
don't get
skeleton.
you, time will ravage your
No,
body.
she's protected because all the monsters will think she's one of them.
Right. I just imagine a scene where she's like trying to fit in, and she's like doing that. I don't know how to describe it, but like this creeping with like her hands out like their claws and like growling, but it's obvious that she's just trying to fit in and it's not. I imagined
Weird.
yeah, it's fine.
So you were born in 1987? Alex's character was born in 1987.
Excellent.
All right. So we have ages. Now, motivations. If you go to the briefing documents, you will see a page called motivations. You can get some inspiration there. But what keeps your agent going? Why do you do this?
I'm rolling on this chart.
You can add up to 5, but you do not need 5.
Okay, I can have up to 5 motivations.
You can also add more as we play the game.
So what's a good start then? What do you think for this adventure?
I'd say like
Whatever
3,
you
right?
want it to be.
Hmm?
Sure. That sounds good.
3.
All right, I'm going to roll on this chart. Everybody else can feel free to make it up yourselves, but I think I'm going to roll. So it says roll a d12 for a category and then a d10 for motivation. If necessary, roll a d8 for the motivations object. All right, so I'm rolling a d12.
Okay, let's find out. Let's see. What'd you get?
So I got an 11. So
11. Opposition.
Opposition. All right, and then I roll a
So
d10.
you roll a d10.
Okay. That is a 2.
You were investigating. Now roll a d8.
Hey, where's... I started off with a good one. How much rolling? 6.
You were investigating an individual.
Oh, okay.
And name them.
Great. I gotta
Who are
come up
you
with
investigating?
I'm investigating an
This is
individual.
fun.
An individual.
It says add details to fit the agent's background, occupation, and personality.
I'm trying to decide if I knew, like, if this is a mystery to me, or if I like rescued somebody that kind of like said they were okay, but I didn't think they were okay, and so I'm like following up on them to make sure that they're, you know, that they are okay, that they're not like being abused, or you know what I mean, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like yeah, maybe I'll come up with a name later, but like yeah, some person that I rescued, and I just want to make sure that they're actually okay after whatever horrific event that I rescued them from.
If you want some examples, they have some example character sheets in the Need to Know PDF. This person, his name's Cornwell. His motivations are figuring people out, protecting the American people, following the law whenever possible, rooting out dangerous conspiracies, and new romance.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll think on this one, but at least I've got kind of the idea of where to go with it.
This guy's one of his motivations is kung fu.
Well, hold on, I might still get that because I got to do this 2 more times at least.
Yeah,
So,
you
let
can do as
me-
many
let
times
me
as
roll
you can do
another
up to 5 times.
I got 10. Oh, opposition again.
Opposition, yeah.
All right.
Roll a d10.
D10. Here we go. 0 is a 10, right?
Yeah, so you're stopping,
Okay, stopping.
and then a d8.
I'm stopping the unnatural.
Nice.
There you go. That makes
right.
sense.
All
So
right.
you're trying to stop the unnatural from, you know, doing what, like,
Unnatural
I don't know,
things.
unnatural things, like showing up at fires for some reason.
Yeah, they always show up at fires, except vampires. They don't seem to like it. All right, so now I got to do this again. D12. I got a 6 this time.
Protection. Who are you
Protection.
protecting?
Who am I protecting? Let's find out my mission in life. It's a 9.
Protecting humanity.
Okay. I guess this is all falling in line.
It is.
All right. You said
Oh, what
I'd
are you
go up to
protecting
5.
them from? Roll a d8.
Protecting them from arsonists.
Of course. Roll a d8.
Roll a d8. Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't see that. Okay, so that's on all these. Okay. A dangerous enemy or rival. That's great.
You're protecting humanity from a dangerous enemy or rival. Another Earth.
Another Earth.
You're actually from Men in Black. You got demoted to Delta Green.
Here come the men. Yeah, the sub Men in Black. I'll go ahead and just do this 2 more times since I can do up to 5.
Okay.
So
what the other 2? What are you thinking while he's doing that?
I don't think I'm gonna roll unless maybe I
Okay,
need it for like the last couple.
You could just look at the page and find a inspiration for one.
Yeah, I have a couple in mind.
Okay.
One would be getting the job done. Basically, like maybe she's trying to uncover truths that no one's been able to in the past.
Uh-huh.
The thrill of discovery and understanding the unnatural are the 3 right now that are kind of standing out.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Another thing is you can have your motivations replaced with mental disorders when you hit your breaking point.
Okay.
So just keep that in mind. Alex, do you have anything written down yet?
Chris rolled for these?
He did.
Yeah.
And got very vanilla excuses, reasons.
I might roll for like 1 or 2. One of those.
Yeah, I'll
3.
roll for one of them. See what's going on here. So I have to roll a d10 to start, right?
Right, correct.
It's D12 to start.
No, D12 to start, yeah.
Oh, but now I have to find a d12.
I think the other one would be telling lies from the truth, and then I'll roll for my final.
Okay.
Okay, so the d12 is 4.
So that would be principle. Now roll a D10.
That's a 9.
Personal integrity.
So that's my motivation, is my integrity?
Your personal integrity.
Whatever you as an individual considers your integrity.
Yep.
Okay.
That'd be so funny if you got patriotism.
Right.
I steal for America.
God bless America.
Regular Robin Hood.
Is anyone else still picking these?
I'm rolling for my last one right now.
Okay.
I've got my last 2 that I rolled.
Oh yeah, what are they?
Relationships. We can fix this. So I guess I'm trying to keep my Beatrice Waffle House waitress my friend, so I get discounts still.
Okay.
And then my last one, it's so like solving a particular mystery. So I gotta figure out what that is. I was hoping this would be a lot more
The mystery
fun.
of the mystery of the Shadow Man.
Yeah, but it's just like it's all like investigating individuals, stopping the unnatural, protect humanity from danger, solve a mystery, and then just out from left field is we can fix this relationship.
That's awesome.
My roll was pretty good. I feel like
What'd you get?
I ended up getting protection and then protect humanity.
So Chris got okay.
I mean, well,
So you're
I read
protecting
your blog.
humanity from reading my own blog.
I mean, I can re-roll. Let
I
me
read
re-roll
your
the other one.
blog.
I'll re-roll
I
the
read your
D10.
blog, and then that's why I want to protect humanity.
I mean, we could do that, or I could just re-roll for the D10.
That's fine. Whatever you want to do.
Well, okay. So when I re-rolled for the D10, it's protect a community, so I could just be like, protect my readers.
Should I tell them the truth or protect them and lie? How many people's brains would explode if they saw the horrors that I witnessed last night?
All right. Does everyone have their motivations?
Yeah.
I only have one.
Oh.
Okay. Well,
Oh, I
can
like
only-
this. I think this one fits for my character, knowing what makes people tick.
yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Is that
Makes
from the
sense to me.
chart?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, you don't have to roll. You can just use these options as motivation for your motivation. See what I did there? No. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but thinking of things is hard.
Yeah, but did you try doing it?
I have tried doing it.
See? That's how it works.
I'm gonna roll again. So we got a 3. Understanding.
Understanding.
And we got a 4.
Exploration. What does that mean?
Exploration. I guess that kind of makes sense. Like, he's a burglar. He's got to kind of figure out his surroundings as he's going.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a weird one.
When you're casing a joint?
And can we adjust these like in the game?
Yeah, you can add. Yeah, even in the book it says you can add more as we learn more about your character.
Okay, I'm gonna leave the other 2 blank so I can add them later.
Sounds good. All right, so now we got a big question. Is this going to be your first mission, or are you a Delta Green veteran?
How does this impact? Does this have a mechanical effect?
It does.
Oh, okay. I feel like because of what I've rolled, I have to be... This is not my first mission.
Okay. So there's 4 options. When I say veteran, I mean that something has gone horribly wrong. You can't have, like, you've done... Some of you may have done Delta Green missions where nothing happened. Like the mission Last Things Last, which is the operation I did with Alex. The initial mission was to just destroy evidence of Delta Green. Like, you could have done that because you don't want the FBI or the cops to get that information. But obviously that operation goes bad, but maybe you guys did a mission where it didn't go bad and you just did it. But when I say veteran, I mean you were in a mission that went bad. So there's 4 different things that can happen. You either were extreme violence that you either witnessed or was done upon you. You were captured or imprisoned by maybe a cult or something like that. You had a hard experience.
Ew.
Not that kind of hard experience.
Oh.
And then you saw things you now know things that man was not meant to know.
Okay, yeah, I don't know what it was, but I mean, based on my motivations, I think that I'm a veteran.
Okay. Well, you have to pick those 4 options that I just said. So, extreme violence, captivity, a hard experience, or you now know things man was not meant to know.
I want to go with the first or the last one. But I mean, extreme violence, like, I was like mauled or something? Does it have to be physical violence?
Not necessarily.
A monster traveled from like beyond the veil to berate you until you were broken. You'll never amount to anything, human.
My work here is done.
Let me read this. If your character is not if you're playing a Delta Green agent, some past experience with unnatural forces brought you to the group's attention and made you willing to join them. You don't need to describe exactly what happened, save that for when you share terrible stories with your fellow agents, but you need a sense of that past investigation or encounter. Choose one of the 4 options and work with the handler, that's me, to build the details around it. For more experienced characters, the handler may ask you to do this more than once.
I'm just going to say...
What you said you're 24, I'd say it's probably... You probably only experienced one of these.
I'm just going to say that I know things now.
Okay.
The last one.
So this is what's going to happen. So increase your unnatural skill by 10%.
Ooh, baby. Okay.
Increase your occult skill by 20%.
My occult by 20. So the base is 10, so it's now 30?
Correct.
Okay.
Reduce your sanity by your power.
My sanity.
I assume your current sanity.
Current sanity by my power?
Mm-hmm.
That puts me at my breaking point.
and then reset your agent's breaking point to your new sanity minus power.
Okay, my new sanity, which is 44, minus power, which is 11, so 33. Okay.
Correct.
Oh, that's not good?
That's not good.
So then, before we get started next week, try and think of what that, like, how this happened.
Mm-hmm.
Try to maybe bring this up in maybe role playing or something like that.
Okay.
Let's see. They give an example. Lewis doesn't want to reduce Yusuf's power or his individual bond scores, so he decides Yusuf's induction into Delta Green happened after an extensive investigation that gained him hard experience. He adds 10% to occult, making it 20, and picks a... so yeah, basically the hard experience, you can add 10% to 5 skills. And then he drops his bond with his fellow hackers, saying the operation resulted in one of them getting busted, and now they won't have anything to do with him.
Dang.
Yeah. So the other two, what you newbies, or maybe you haven't experienced anything horrible yet.
Yeah, I think my guy, he went through his first mission and it went off without a hitch, and maybe he's a little cocky about it.
Okay.
He's like, this Delta Green stuff isn't difficult.
Yeah.
I snuck into a building and stole some files, and nobody knew I was there.
Des?
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna go with, like, maybe she's been on one, but I think since no one is new to it, I'll just be new to it.
Okay. So this is like your first total mission at all.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. So now let's get into your... This is more flavor stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna find...
Can I just say I love this dynamic of a complete noob, a guy that has too much confidence because he had easy missions, and the guy who's seen some shit and is like broken
He's only
mentally.
24 years old.
He's younger than my character is.
On the second page, you will see a box that says personal details and notes.
Mm-hmm.
In here, you'll be writing down some personality stuff like your beliefs, hobbies, obsessions, maybe something people like about your agent, maybe something people dislike about your agent. Why does Delta Green trust your agent to confront unnatural threats and keep them secret? And why does your agent agree to help Delta Green? Just kind of like why your character does what she does, how they act, that kind of thing. So it helps fuel the role-playing aspect, that kind of thing.
Okay. Where do we find, like, was there inspiration for that? Is that in the briefing document or the need to know?
No.
Okay.
It's just, what brought, yeah, no, not really. It's just kind of like up to you to fill in this information.
Okay.
I'm just trying to double check that. Details. Here we go. Let's see. Don't try to make the perfect agent. Engaging with your agent as a character, not as a tool to win the game, is what makes the terrifying catastrophes of Delta Green matter. To flesh out some details, write the following notes on the character sheet: agent's name, a detail or two about the agent's age and appearance. Most Delta Green agents have college or advanced degrees. Where did your agent go to school and what did he or she study? A detail or two about the agent's personality, beliefs, hobbies, obsessions, and motivations, which we already went over. Something you admire about the agent, something you dislike about the agent, and then, like, why does Delta Green trust your agent and why does the agent agree to help Delta Green?
This is going to be tough.
This is the kind of thing that we'll probably... Yeah, well, if you want to give it some time, we can move on.
Yeah, I might need some time
let's
to think
do
about
that.
it.
Okay. Yeah, just keep that in mind and make sure it's done by the time we start.
Okay.
Next up is equipment, which should be on that second page. This page 85 in the handbook. None of you are federal agents, SWAT team, special operator, police officers, or... Yeah. So let's see here. So I'm not gonna... You don't really restrict what you would bring. It's just that bring stuff that your character would bring on a mission.
Okay.
Like if you have firearm training, you would obviously... You could bring a pistol. Like, that's fine.
What page is this on?
85. It starts on 85. I'm trying to find the list where it actually starts the list. There's a list. It'll have like 4 different expenses, but we don't really deal with like it's not Starfinder where you're given a certain amount of money. It's just like expenses. How hard is it to obtain? Like, for example, extreme would be a tank.
Right.
The lists start on page 96, Kevin.
Thank you.
No problem.
For example, maybe since Chris is a firefighter, he brings an axe.
I'm doing it.
Or a
That's fine with
large
me.
sword.
Or a large sword. For example, Alex's character in the game we played last month, he literally said, "Oh, I think my character has a keychain thing of pepper spray," and it's legit in the rule books. Like it's there. It's awesome. I was like, I did not like. Oh yeah, let's go see. I think I saw pepper spray. I was like, oh, it's literally right there. But as far as weaponry goes, like, your character is going to know that you're going to be going to a wooded area, so you might run into, wildlife, stuff like that. So if your character would know about that kind of thing, maybe hairspray?
Bear spray.
Bear spray. Yeah. But I don't think any of you would have access to like anything other than like a pistol unless you what's everyone's skill in firearms?
I think mine's just the base, 20%. Yeah.
Mine's
60%.
60?
Yeah.
Okay.
And mine's
so
40.
Yours 40. So I could see maybe a shotgun, maybe a light rifle if you have a story, or not a story, but a background reason for owning it. But I would stick to pistol. Because you are also going to be going undercover. Let's see here. Body armor, I don't see that as being an option for anybody. Other gear, let's see. A night or two at a cheap motel. A burner phone. If you wanted to bring a tablet, that would be okay. Or a laptop.
Sounds good.
That would be okay. I don't know if a firefighter would have a satellite phone. I honestly don't know. Handcuffs? I don't think any of you would have handcuffs. Well, I don't know. Maybe you stole some handcuffs from a cop. Backpacks, that kind of thing. There's okay, here we go. Emergency and survival. So you know that you're going to Yellowstone. Is that what it is? Right? I mentioned... Oh, God.
I just remember Modesto.
Which one's next to Modesto? God damn it. I'm so dumb. I kept on forgetting.
All right, I want a new handler. Scott knows what he's doing.
Is this the one that we kept getting? You kept mixing it up?
It's Yosemite.
Yosemite, yeah.
You're going to Yosemite. Yellowstone is in... Never mind. It's Yosemite. I get those two mixed up for some reason. A lockpick kit would probably be something that Alex's character would have. A fire extinguisher. Would you have a fire extinguisher with you, Chris? I don't know.
I guess. I mean, is that part of the cup? I mean, I know I'm going on a Delta Green mission, right? So
Right.
I don't picture myself being like decked out in full firefighter gear.
Mhm.
Why not?
I mean, I can be, but it just doesn't make sense.
What? Oh,
You
there's
never know where a fire's gonna be.
If any of you, if you think that your character would be like the camping type, there is extended camping gear
I do have a question for you
There's-
real quick. I'm sorry.
or basic camping gear. Yeah.
All right. What is the search skill?
To search for things.
Well,
I like
makes sense.
perception.
All right.
Finding things that are concealed or obscured from plain sight. Searching a scene may not require the search skill, only time and effort, or a sufficiently high intelligence. Use search to find an object that was hidden with the stealth skill or is otherwise so well hidden or disguised that it needs an expert. The handler may roll the search attempt so you don't know whether your agent succeeded or failed. Ooh.
Oh, okay. I think it based on that one table you were saying, like 40%, you've like had a ton of experience or education in it. I think it makes more sense
Yeah.
that I am just base level firearms and then 40% search. So I'm gonna rearrange that.
Okay.
But with the base level, I could
That's-
still have like a gun, like a pistol.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
If you think your character would bring it, then bring it.
I'd say for her, yeah, maybe like a little handgun.
What page were I lost the page that equipment was on. Was it 90 something?
96, I think.
There it is. Okay. So yeah, there's basic camping gear you guys could bring along. Cheap day pack bivouac sack. What the fuck is that? I don't know what that is.
Bivouac.
Survival bivouac.
Yeah.
Survival blanket, button, compass, flashlight, matches, meal bars, water purification tablets, and it grants a plus 20% to survival for 3 days. Also flashlights. Those are things you can bring. You can bring a drone if that's something. Like a basic drone. Oh, wait. It requires... You might have to take points in pilot drone, actually, to use it. Yeah, just write down if there's something... if there's something that you think your character would have, write it down. And then if we're, like, getting to, like, oh, do I have this? Then we'll just roll a luck roll. So a luck roll is just a 50-50 roll on whether you have it. So you would roll a D100. For example... I get under a 50 and I rolled a 40, so you would have that thing. Did you see the list of pistols that you can bring?
Yes.
And did you did you see what those numbers mean and all that stuff?
I believe so.
Okay.
I think, if I heard you correctly, I would bring. If we're going to the woods, right? Is that what you said? So I think I would bring a shotgun.
Okay.
Because I don't think like my dude is just gonna be like carrying a pistol around everywhere with his like regular day job, but he might have kind of a wilderness survival mentality. So,
like you assume that Delta Green will supply you like a vehicle to drive there. So if you wanted to put maybe the shotgun in the car and then that kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess this is a lot to go through, so I'll probably.
Right. If you
do
think of
some on the
something
side.
throughout the week, just write it down. And if you have a question on whether you can bring it, just, shoot me a message.
Okay.
Okay. Also, side note, I was going through the briefing document, and below the table that we rolled on for motivations, they have kind of what brought you in to Delta Green. And so I went ahead and rolled on that. And I think that kind of worked out pretty well for all the other rollings that I did. So if you want some inspiration there, that's a way to go.
Do you have a name yet, Alex?
Yes.
Sanchez Domingo.
My character's name is Harlan Wilcox.
Nice.
Nice.
Ooh.
Flows right off the
Okay.
tongue.
So a couple other things on the sheet. Make sure to write down your nationality.
Mm-hmm.
So underneath motivations and disorders, you should see a box called number 13, incidents of sanity loss without going insane.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime you take sanity loss due to violence or helplessness and you don't go insane, you check the box. Once you check that box 3 times, it means you've become adapted to that.
Oh.
Which means a sanity loss due to violence does not affect you. That was actually something that could happen if you were a veteran. Was one of the options was you become adapted to violent sanity loss.
Oh, okay.
Or sanity loss due to violence, I should say. We can get into rules stuff when we come across it. The only thing I think left to do is, how does Delta Green contact your agent? Is it through a special email? Is it through a phone call that has no number associated with it? Is it a letter left on your desk at work? What do you think?
I have a website.
You have a website.
Yeah. So they went to my website and found my email.
Did you? Oh, I thought you were going to say they commented on your website.
Oh, well, yeah.
Hey, super secret meeting.
So let's say, so Saturday evening, we'll say evening, you get an email from a unknown sender that just has the a passphrase. Let's say it's what's the passphrase that you have agreed upon that they would send you?
The passphrase?
Yeah.
Oh, that's like a spy movie
Control
kind of
C
thing?
is the passphrase.
I'm Control V and it's Control C.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then it's an address in Modesto, California.
Okay.
And then it gives a time, like 8 a.m. Tomorrow, Sunday, July 5th. Alex, how does Delta Green contact you?
Okay, so check this out. Harlan gets a job that he needs to steal some sensitive information from, I don't know, some kind of wealthy piece of shit asshole type. But when he gets there and gets the file, it's a Delta Green file that gives him the details.
Okay, yeah, then you get the address, the time, and all the information that she got.
Yeah.
You said we have to be there when? Sunday?
Sunday at 8 a.m.
What's the date?
July 4th.
July 4th?
No, you have to be there July 5th, 8 a.m.
Okay.
Sunday, July 5th. So this is on Saturday, you're getting this email.
Yeah.
Chris, how does Delta Green contact you?
My dog brings me the paper, and it's rolled up inside of the newspaper.
Okay, and it has the address, the date, and oh, another thing, we know where Chris lives. What's your Veronica and Harlan live?
And where do we live?
Yeah.
I was thinking Vegas, right around the Nevada area.
Let's see. Well, let's Google Maps some shit.
Okay.
That is a 8-hour drive. Oh yeah, you have to drive around the mountains. So I'm gonna say you took a flight to San Fran and then drove. How about you take the flight at 4:00 in the morning, and then you drive from San Fran or San Jose to Modesto.
Okay. There we go.
That sounds good. So yeah, along with is a plane ticket.
Okay.
To San Jose. We'll say San Jose.
And hopefully a gas card, because damn.
Yes, of course. And then where did you say Harlan was from?
I don't know.
He's,
What about, Salt
from around
Lake?
the world? He's with the Harlem Globetrotters.
The Harlan Globetrotters?
Or like Hollywood, baby.
LA? Santa Barbara?
Santa Barbara.
I was going to say
Barbara.
San Bernardino. Or maybe you're in San Fran. Fresno's nearby.
Sure, Fresno.
All right. Fresno is like a 2-hour drive from Modesto. Hour and a half. Yeah, you're good. So yeah, you drive up there that morning and you go to a what looks to be a accounting firm, but you go to a room and it's obviously not an accounting firm, it's just a front. And the three of you are at this table, and in walks a man. And we will find out what happens next week.
Oh, it was the man.
The man did it the whole time.
Hey everybody, it's your favorite part of the show, the part where only I get to talk. That's right, me, Alex, everyone's favorite podcast boy. And I'm going to use this power to thank our wonderful patrons, Renis Tora, Ultrawave 7, and IPOSC. You guys are awesome. You help keep things running smoothly, keep the lights on, keep the mics hot. So thank you again for all your support. To everyone else, thank you for listening, but also I wanted to let you guys know that we just opened up a Teespring store, so we have a couple of designs up there. One of them is thanks to our good buddy Renis, who drew up this amazing art of Lucky, and it's awesome. I've already ordered a shirt for myself, I'm just waiting for it to get here, and I'm super excited for it. So when you get a chance, go check out the Teespring store at adventureawaitspod.creator-spring.com. It's a mouthful. And if you also want to become one of our patrons that we thank at the end of every single show, you can head on over to patreon.com/adventureawaitspodcast. And we would definitely appreciate any support you could provide. Thank you for listening, thank you for being here, and have a great whatever time of day it is that you're listening to this, and we'll catch you next week.